Hey guys, Delt here with some rogue gameplay in High Roller Goblin Caves. This is a mixed physical poison build. It's honestly not the most optimal because I could just be running fully physical and 2 to 3 shot everyone, including PDR fighters, but I think this is more fun to play because it's a very in and out playstyle while still having enough damage to destroy unsuspecting wizards and rangers who get too close. I am planning to put some more Bard content out soon. I've been sort of experimenting with all the different builds, and honestly, right now I don't like strength or vigor as options. Almost every fight that I've taken after I've gotten fully built, I either just barely won or felt like I had no chance of winning. I think the biggest problem with it is that we don't have a lot of movement speed now with all of those items equipped. It brings us down to like 280, and I even got beat out by a cleric at one point who ran faster than me, so I couldn't kite him with a survival bow, and he like 2-shot me. Keep in mind, with Harmonic Shield and my buckler, I was at like 40% PDR. I don't know how much magic resist I had though. I hit him 4 or 5 times and was doing 80 damage per, but he had enough PDR and move speed to outlast me and kill me. And that felt really bad to me, especially because he ran faster at the same time. So now I'm experimenting with agility and dexterity, and I think I like it better so far. So hopefully I'll get a game out soon. With that, you do need to build like physical or true physical damage, but it makes your survival bow hit really hard. Anyway, I was tilted from playing Bard for a little bit, so I started to level up my Rogue. I made it to about the same rank in half the games. I think Rogue is so easy, it's so fun, and it is an easy class to get to Pathfinder with if that's something you want to do and you're struggling. You literally just run around and nobody can catch you if you don't want them to catch you, and if you want to catch someone, you can always just stealth in, stab them a few times, back up, throw some throwing knives, and they should be dead. If you run the full physical build, Ambush and Shadowrunner are really great together because you just hide, continue to sprint at someone, you go up to like the max move speed, 350, and then you just catch them and hit them with an ambush proc, and there's basically nothing they can do about it. What I'm doing instead this game is Jokester, Poison Weapons, Ambush, and Stealth. I really like this, like I said earlier, because you can be very in and out. You can do as much damage as you can in melee, and then a lot of times they'll just fall over from the extra poison damage. I really like the short sword for this too, because you lose less move speed swinging than you do with the rapier. I think the short sword brings you down to like 70 or 80% while you're swinging, and the rapier brings you down to like 50 or 60% move speed. Now that I'm done with all of my venting about Bard and talking about my build, this is the gameplay. So far nothing's happened. I've just been running around looting. I'm actually going to jump down and get the golden chest here too, and then after that I'm gonna go look for some people. So right here I hear someone breaking the wall. I honestly didn't know what he was and was just sort of waiting to see, and it was a fighter who just jumped down and started swinging, so I had to kill him or I was gonna die here. In that situation I didn't really have anywhere to back up, so I didn't let the poison do too much. I just procced Rupture and Ambush and started swinging and tried to sort of move around and dodge as much as I could. Luckily we were able to kill him. One more hit and I was gonzo. A couple bandages and a campfire later and we're ready to go, but I am gonna pick up those pants so I can get them onto my Bard. I was really sitting here contemplating if I wanted to pick these up, but I decided I didn't want to because they looked really good for Warlock, and at the current state of the game, until this next patch, no one is playing Warlock, sadly. So I decided not to and didn't want to waste time in trade chat. And I do hear someone in that room. Again, I'm sitting here waiting to see what he is before I decide if I want to take the fight or not. This is a very close quarters room. If it's someone like a fighter or a barbarian, especially a PDR fighter, I don't want to do that because I really need to be ranged somewhat and use my throwing knives. And again, since he was a barbarian, I'm actually going to go back around these traps and try to fight him in a more favorable area where I have a little bit of room to back up while doing so. And he starts to come this way, so start chucking some throwing knives, weaken him if he starts to get closer to me. But he backed up and didn't want to, so I'm going to start to clear this room. Again, I want as much space as possible. This hallway would have been a little better than the first room I met him in, but it's still not where I want to be. Another thing about pulling the mobs too is if he comes back over, I can just stealth, and when I do that, he'll be stuck between traps and mobs and will more than likely take damage. Taking that arrow is not what we wanted though. Oh, hello again, barbarian. Are you gonna come in? If he came into this room, I would probably fight him. I think that I would be able to kill him in here, but he decides not to, and that's fine. And that's the reason why I prefer the short sword. You are so slow after swinging with the rapier. I know I should have just waited, but that's why I prefer the short sword. So I'm just sort of wandering around, checking to make sure that there isn't any portals close. I do know that I can get this last one, unless the barbarian comes back, which would be very, very disappointing because we'd probably both die. But I'm checking around for portals. I'm probably going to kill this spider so I don't have to deal with it later. If you range it with the rapier full range, it won't do anything to you. It won't even spit. I actually did it here so you can see it. And we heard the barbarian open up a wall. I was just checking to make sure it wasn't this one. It wasn't, so we're for sure going to get this last portal. Thank you so much to everyone who watched and likes my videos. I really appreciate all of you so much. I hope you all have a great day, and peace.